How many people do you know who struggle with their health? Chances are, whether they show it or not, most of the people in your life do. And chances are, you're one of them. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, depression, endometriosis, acne, eczema, autoimmune, thyroid, Lyme, brain fog, fatigue, or any other symptom or condition, you're far from alone. Living with symptoms has become the new normal. So no more guessing games. It's time to get answers. Welcome to the Medical Medium Podcast. I'm Anthony William. We're talking about chemical sensitivities. You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, certain smells bother you, certain ingredients bother you, like MSG, for example, or you feel sick from smelling gasoline at the gas pump. Could be anything. Symptoms arise, you feel sick walking down the toiletry aisle in the grocery store. You don't like walking down the chemical fertilizer aisle in the hardware store, do you? And maybe this is not your flavor or your kryptonite. Maybe yours is just that you're sensitive to everything and anything, and it's constantly playing with your head, and it's hard to say what even caused any of your problems. Either way, strap yourself in. We're going on the chemical sensitivity train. Hey, yeah, no, I've been working here 2 years. You just got hired? Ooh, congratulations, man. Yeah. Oh no, somebody's coming up to me. It's a customer. I hate this. All right. Ma'am? Hey, ma'am. No, I can't go down that aisle. No, I can't. I can't walk you down that aisle. You want to know where the pesticides are? It's down that aisle. Go down that aisle and just look on your left. You want me to show you? I can't. You don't understand. I'm chemical sensitive. Yeah. Excuse me? I should be fired? That's not nice. Ma'am, this guy just got a job here today. He's going to help you down that aisle. What do you mean you're chemical sensitive too? No, you're not. You're just saying that because I'm chemical sensitive. No, you can't be using that as excuse if you're not chemical sensitive, dude. No, ma'am, he's going to take you down. You're not? I'm not taking you down. Ma'am, I'm not taking you down either. Every time I go around those chemicals, I get lightheaded and I almost throw up. Ma'am, do you want me to throw up on you? Because I will if you take me down that aisle. Yeah, because I start to hive out and I get nauseous and I get sensitive. Yeah, you don't get it. My hand soap has to be a certain kind of hand soap for my skin or my hand rips apart. And my dentist knows I'm latex sensitive too, where my mouth reacts. And I get this weird flavor in my mouth and I get tightness in the chest and I get short of breath. Yeah, do you have any of that? No, you don't. Exactly, but I do. This is serious. I'm not going down that aisle. You're going to talk to the manager? Good luck. You're not the only ma'am that talked to the manager about me not taking anybody down that aisle. He already knows I won't go down that aisle. Yeah, he's got a cousin that's chemical sensitive, and his wife is slightly chemical sensitive too, so he's actually cool with it. The fertilizer's on the right all the way down, and the pesticides are on the left. Yep. Good luck. People are told they're crazy. Yes. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. Over the years, people have suffered with chemical sensitivities and they've been told they're crazy. And then there's people that don't know they're chemical sensitive and they're told they're crazy. Why are they told they're crazy? Because of their crazy symptoms. The symptoms they have are crazy to other people. Tremors, vibrations through the body, tics and spasms, anxiety, aches and pains that revolve all around the body and move and shift, mystery rashes that pop up, mystery hives that appear out of nowhere, shortness of breath out of nowhere, tightness of the chest, pain in the neck and throat, spasms all around the body, restless legs at night, swollen hands, puffy skin, red patches, rashes, itchy bumps, feeling like you're overheated, little tingles on the end of your fingers, unexplainable little tickle in your throat that makes you cough out of nowhere, lightheadedness, nausea, and uneasiness in the stomach and the pit of the stomach, and the list goes on. And people, they're told they're crazy at least years ago. Now it's more accepted. Now it's like, oh, you're one of them, chemical sensitive person. Okay. And doctors now, when they see their patients and their patients come in and their patient says, I'm chemical sensitive, I react to everything. Doctors now go, oh, okay, you're one of them. I understand. I can try to talk you through this. Instead, years ago, it's like, oh, you're one of them. There needs to be like millions of apologies issued to all these people that went through hell, living hell because they were chemical sensitive all these years. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, people, good-hearted people, good-hearted souls that were suffering from all kinds of strange, weird symptoms. And they were chemical sensitive and they got treated like crap. They got stepped on. They got told they were crazy, making it up. They were hypochondriacs, that they had phantom issues that they were fabricating out of nowhere. They were told all these things and they suffered through it. And all these apologies should be issued to all of them, but it'll never happen. It's like it never existed. It's not like it's all been fixed, like a chemical sensitive person gets put on a pedestal or they actually get treated with respect, or someone says, oh my God, you're chemical sensitive. Sure, let's figure this out. Let's put you over here. Let's help you with this. Let's solve your problems. Let's talk about it. No, it's not like that. People are still told they're crazy. It's better than it ever was. That's true. It's better than it was many years ago. But people still have a hard time with their family, the people around them, with their friends, with their coworkers. They still have a very hard time. There are people that work in an office. They're sitting next to somebody who has all that fabric softener just whooshing off of them, and it's giving them a hard time. They're getting symptoms. They don't feel good, but they have to live with it. It's better than it was. People do understand a little bit. Doctors are looking out for people in a better way, but it's still hard. It's still difficult. In many situations, people do things on spite. When somebody's chemical sensitive and they complain a little too much because they're trying to protect themselves, let's face it, because they need help and they're looking for some kind of relief so they can function. And then somebody on spite does something to them purposely to make their situation worse, like wearing more cologne or even more perfume on spite. Someone working with them will say, hey, can you dial it down? I'm really sensitive to your perfume. And then that person sprays 2 more sprays of perfume on them purposely. When someone's not chemical sensitive, they'll never understand. They just can't, because it's not bothering them. It's hard to connect with that person who's chemical sensitive because they're smelling things, but it's not bugging them at all. They're wearing perfumes, colognes. They got the air fresheners. They don't care about gasoline. They don't care about exhaust fumes. They don't care about smoke in the air. They'll sit in front of a fire pit while the fire pit is burning treated wood with chemicals in it. So they can't relate. It's not possible. While that other person who's chemically sensitive, that knows they're chemically sensitive though, because there's 2 different chemical sensitives out there. There's ones that don't know and have no idea it's affecting them in any way, and ones that do know. And the ones that do know that the fire pit's bothering their sinuses, making their chest all tight, making them not feel good. They know the air fresheners are making them sick. They know the colognes and perfumes are waking out their nervous systems. They know these things. And to the other person, they sound like they're hypochondriacs and that they're crazy, but they're not. This doesn't mean the person who can handle all that smoke from treated wood burning or handle all that perfume on their body is indestructible. They can just get cancer and die. They can have a heart attack tomorrow. They can be going along, everything's great. They smell everything, they're happy, they got chemicals all on their body, they're breathing in pesticides in their yard as they're spraying their flowers. They're doing all that. They look indestructible, they're fine, they don't smell anything, all's good, they're not reacting, and then they go drop dead 10 years later. And it also doesn't mean that they're never going to become chemical sensitive in their life. See, that's not true either. They could become chemical sensitive down the road. In fact, they could become chemical sensitive and not even know it. So as they got that fabric softener cooking in the dryer, and they got that detergent, and they got all kinds of chemicals, cleaning products that are actually dangerous in their house, and they're breathing it all in while they're trying to kill a spider with a can of toxic pesticide. While they're doing all of this and breathing in all kinds of crazy stuff, they can become chemical sensitive, get symptoms from it, run to 100 doctors and not realize all those chemicals are pushing their body over the edge. Now, what does chemical sensitive even mean? What's really happening? Why is one person reacting to a chemical or some type of agent or solvent or some kind of toxic stuff that's in the air or on their skin when another person isn't? Because their scale is tipped. Someone becomes chemical sensitive because they're being triggered. The chemicals, whatever form or shape they're in, are triggering them. They're lowering their immune system, which is already lowered. They're antagonizing their nervous system, which is already inflamed. They're overburdening the liver, which is already overburdened. And the chemicals are acting as a trigger, which is feeding pathogens and bugs, which were already being fed by other chemicals in the person's body because the scale has been tipped earlier on. And the person who isn't chemical sensitive isn't having a situation where their liver is overflowing with toxins. They're not quite there yet with all the triggers. Now, they may have some of these things going on, a pathogen or two in their body creating all kinds of stuff underneath it all. They may have sensitivities, but they're not quite showing themselves yet. And they may have inflammation, and it's not quite fully there yet, but they're on their way. They're just not totally spilled over and tipped over like the other person is. By medical medium standards, information that was released in Liver Rescue and in other places through medical medium information, when someone's chemically sensitive, their liver's overburdened, stagnant, and sluggish and overworked. This is when the liver becomes a fatty liver, even if non-diagnosed, not diagnosed as a fatty liver. The liver's not functioning good. It's stagnant, it's sluggish, it's not awake, it's dense, it's overburdened, it's hardening up. Why does this happen? Because of a lifestyle in combination of pathogens such as viruses like Epstein-Barr, shingles, cytomegalovirus, herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, HHV6, HHV7, other viruses inside the liver, trapped in there, living in there, working on tissue, making it more dense, making it more problematic, and weakening the immune system inside the liver, along with toxins, poisons like fragrances, other toxins and poisons, and heavy metals, mercury, aluminum, copper, cadmium, lead, arsenic, nickel, and even toxic calcium, along with 1,000 other chemicals that found their way into the filter. Your filter, the liver. It's there filtering your blood, filtering what's going into your intestinal tract and up the stream of blood into the liver. And that filter, your liver, can have 10,000 chemicals that are foreign to the human body. 10,000 chemicals from chemical companies, from the chemical industry, just sitting inside the liver. And when your liver gets tired, stagnant, and sluggish, and it's not working as good as it should, then something goes wrong. Then conversion doesn't happen like it needs to. The conversion of nutrients, methylation, becomes stagnant and sluggish. When nutrients enter your body from foods, they get to the liver and they're supposed to be blessed by the liver, converted, and they can't. So methylation starts to go downhill and the person starts to become nutrient deficient. While this is happening though, a lot of different symptoms can occur and a lot of different conditions can happen, like prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, blood sugar inconsistencies, hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, and then cholesterol problems as well. But when the liver is stagnant, sluggish, tired, overburdened, and overworked, something else can happen, especially if the liver is filled with pathogens and toxins and toxic heavy metals. When it's filled with all of those, something not great occurs, a spillover. The liver can't hold on to all the garbage dump stuff anymore. It has to release some. It has to let go. And when it lets go, it's a spill. And what does that spill contain? Pathogens release out of their viral cells and bacterial cells lots of different neurotoxins and poisons and garbage and junk. And then toxic heavy metals that are sitting in the liver for a lifetime start to oxidize, start to gas out, start to pocket out. And that debris starts to spread and leave the liver too. And then depending on the pathogens that are sitting inside the liver, some of those pathogens, like Epstein-Barr, will feed off of copper, feed off of aluminum and mercury, and release all kinds of toxic heavy metal neurotoxins out of the viral cells and into the bloodstream. And then the liver can't filter like it's supposed to anymore. It's not being a good filter. It's trying to be a good filter, but it's overflowing. There's a spill, and that spill can be random at any time. It can be when you eat something one day. It can be when you wake up one morning. It can be in the middle of the day sometime when you're exercising. It could be when you're walking, but these spills are random. They happen at any time. And when there's a spill, the concoction is different in every single person. One person may have more heavy metals. One person may have one variety of a heavy metal more so than other varieties of heavy metals. Another person might have one virus. Another person could have 100 viruses. Another person can have solvents and all kinds of different pharmaceutical compounds, when someone else might have a whole bunch of recreational drugs inside their liver, and somebody else may have all kinds of different fossil fuels and all kinds of other different toxins and petrochemicals. Everybody's blend of toxins is different. And those toxins bother the central nervous system. Most of chemical sensitivity symptoms are central nervous system based, nerve based. When somebody's spill is filled with all kinds of different toxins from toxic heavy metals and from pathogens and other chemicals, and they actually leave the liver, they attach themselves to the nerves. So most symptoms in the chemical sensitivity world are from nervous system symptoms, nervous systems that are inflamed and hypersensitive. And then another portion of symptoms in the chemical sensitivity world, those are skin issues and swelling issues. This is when the spill is a different recipe of chemicals and toxins and pathogen debris. And somebody's skin can react. Hives, different kind of red blotches, different kind of spots, itchy bumps, all kinds of different skin conditions. And then swelling in the knuckles, stiffness in the knuckles, swelling in the hands, swelling in the elbows, lymphatic swelling, lymphedema all through the body, all kinds of different water retention. All these symptoms can really perplex people, complicate their lives, and confuse their doctors, their practitioners, their healthcare providers, their health coaches, their therapists, their psychiatrists. All of them can get confused by these symptoms. And people get diagnosed with all kinds of different mental conditions because of chemical sensitivities. People will tell them, well, we think we have OCD right here, or ADHD, or ADD, or we have bipolar, or some other condition they get diagnosed with, because they're sitting there worried and they have anxiety. They're worried about the carpet being pulled from underneath them. They're worried about going down. They're worried about can't get in their car. They have panic attacks, anxiety conditions, all kinds of different symptoms, and they're nervous and they're living their life extra nervous because of it. And it's like a snowball going down a mountainside where it's just going down and gathering all this debris and getting larger and larger and larger until it finally just spills onto a village. It's that concerning, that difficult, and that complex. One of the biggest fears that people who have chemical sensitivities have is the dentist chair. If a dentist wears latex gloves and the hygienist wears latex gloves, that's a big concern for people who are chemical sensitive. If the dentist is using fluoride or wants to offer fluoride treatment, that's another big concern. And then it's the numbing agents. People who are chemical sensitive are concerned about the numbing agents: lidocaine, Novocaine, Carbocaine, Septocaine, all the different numbing agents. They're worried, including the numbing gels. So what happens is they'll take a Q-tip, they'll stick it into some numbing gel, they'll put it around a gum line, and that's a big concern for people who are chemical sensitive. Another thing is getting fillings removed or fillings put in. If it's old fillings, whether they're composites of some kind or mercury fillings that are old, people who are chemical sensitive either react or they're really concerned and they're telling their dentist this. And their dentist, if they know them as a patient, their dentist is wise to it. Many dentists are worried because it could be like Russian roulette. They don't know what's going to happen in that moment, how the person's going to react, what's going to happen, is a symptom going to develop. It's very hard for the patient and for dentists. Often what happens with chemical sensitive people is they're reacting, but yet they're blaming something that did not cause the reaction. Many times somebody could be eating something and then they get a reaction, but what they ate did not cause the reaction. They were going to have a spill anyway, or they had a spill an hour before they ate something and it took time for that spill to create a reaction. And it's possible that what they were eating was only helpful to their problem and not hurtful, but they wouldn't know that because they had a spill long before. And now they're reacting and they think it was that strawberry they ate. Or they'll blame the wrong food mixed in with a whole bunch of foods. Like they'll have a piece of chocolate cake that had a strawberry on top. After they eat the chocolate cake, they get a reaction a half hour later or 45 minutes later, and then they blame the strawberry that was on top of the cake. I can say 1,000 examples. We can go on and on all day about this. There's a lot of confusion. People don't know what creates the reactions. The problem is foods aren't the only thing that cause reactions. In fact, foods cause the least amount of reactions. It's other stuff happening inside the body. It's a liver intoxicated with so many chemical compounds, so many different pathogenic chemicals and neurotoxins, and all of that is actually going through the bloodstream, hitting other organs and creating problems, and hitting nerves as well, and creating nervous system symptoms. So in the end, it's not really the food. That's why somebody else can eat whatever food they want and they don't have any kind of chemical sensitivities. Oftentimes, when people are chemical sensitive, they'll blame the food no matter what. They'll be triggered left and right, and food will always get the blame. When in the end, it's much bigger than food. It's much more than that. In another episode coming up, we're going to go deep into food sensitivities. People who are chemical sensitive start reacting to everything, though. They react to air, they react to water, they react to food, they react to chemicals, they react to just about everything. And the problem is with that is if you take a healing food like lemon water, where you squeeze a half a lemon in a glass of water and drink that every morning to clean the liver, flush the kidneys of toxins. What happens is that when someone does that and they're chemical sensitive, and they're having any kind of reactions, they're going to be like, nope, I got to stay away from lemon water. I can't do it. I can't go near it. And then they get in trouble. What kind of trouble? They're stuck in a catch-22. They're stuck in a vicious cycle where they need something to heal, but they're afraid of using it because they're confused. When someone got to the point where they're really chemical sensitive, they got past the point of dumbing everything down and numbing everything out. That means using foods to suppress. They can't do that anymore successfully. They can't suppress the toxins, suppress the poisons, and suppress the emotions anymore. Because at any random time, at any moment, a spill out of the liver can occur and fill the bloodstream. At any time. That means whatever they're suppressing themselves with and holding down and bogging down emotions, whatever they're trying to do to use food as comfort, it doesn't mean it will work. It will always be a random moment, a random time where something goes kaplooey, where nothing they try works anymore. Now it's just blind faith. Chemical sensitive people are ripe for the picking. They're low-hanging fruit for people who are selling detoxes, selling the whole, you're detoxing too much. That's why you're having reactions. You're detoxing too much. That's why you're sick. Try this concoction. Try these tinctures. Your pathways aren't open. Your detox pathways aren't working, which is ridiculous because there's no science or ability to see if their detox pathway is working. Science still doesn't even know what the detox pathway actually really is. It's all a theory, but they'll still sell that to you. And detox sellers will use the default mechanism. It's you and you're detoxing. That's what it is. But overloaded livers and liver spills does not mean you're detoxing. You could be sick and you're having spills. Your liver's overloaded, stagnant, and sluggish, and stuff is coming out of the liver. It's filling your bloodstream, but that still doesn't mean you are detoxing, because all of that spill, all of those toxins, is still going back into the liver. It's not leaving the body because whoever's offering the detox or the program or whatever they're selling is not properly getting the metals and the poisons and the toxins and the pathogens out of the body. So what's happening, instead of it leaving the body, it's circulating and going right back into the liver and making the person sick. And then they're telling the person you're detoxing and our thing is working. Proper detoxing is when it leaves the liver and then leaves the body, because the person is doing the right things in order for that to happen. And when you're properly detoxing and it's leaving the body, less reactions are occurring over time. It's riding out the storm. When you do the right things, you could ride out the storm and get to the other side. And it's hard to ride out the storm with all the different stuff out there getting in the way, all the sharks selling all their crap, all the detox programs that have stuff in there that cause problems with the liver, and all the malarkey that's going on. It's hard to ride out the storm when you don't know where you are in the storm. You're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, there's a hurricane, and you don't know which way is north, south, west, and east. And even when you're doing the right things to cleanse, to heal, you can still get a brand new exposure that tips the scale for a moment, sends somebody backwards a little bit, scares them to death. And here we are right back into the catch-22 and the fear and the chaos where we have to ride out the storm, because there are new exposures people get every single day, and it adds on to things while they're trying to heal. There are people out there who are chemical sensitive, who aren't doing anybody's detox whatsoever, and they're having the same symptoms every day as people who are doing somebody's detox out there. And the chemical sensitive person who's doing somebody's detox out there is being told that they're detoxing, and that's why they're having reactions. Here are some quick tips if you're somebody that's chemical sensitive and you're struggling with all kinds of different symptoms. You want to kill pathogens, taking away foods that feed pathogens. That's a great, gentle way to start. Remove gluten, remove eggs, remove dairy products, remove corn. Look into the Anti-Bug Cleanse in Cleanse to Heal, the medical medium book in the book series Cleanse to Heal. That's a great place to start. The next place to start, bringing in a little bit of lemon water, half squeezed lemon in a nice big glass of water every single morning. You can gently start there. You can even start with 4 ounces of lemon water or 2 ounces of lemon water. As you're going through that, and that's successful over time, because it will be, it's very healing, it's very gentle, then move into some celery juice after that. Start with 2 ounces of celery juice if you like, or 4 ounces, and you can build yourself up to eventually drinking 32 ounces of celery juice every single morning. Another option is keeping overt fats out of the diet in the morning. No peanut butter, no nuts, no oils, no eggs and dairy products, no meat or chicken or fish, no avocado until after noon. In the morning, keep overt fats out of the way. You can bring in steamed potatoes in the morning if you want something that feels satiating. You can bring in fruit. You can do the celery juice and the lemon water. You can do some raw honey if you like, but keep the overt fats out. Check out Cleanse to Heal, the morning cleanse. There's a lot of different options in there, and there's even a chemical and food sensitivity section in that book with the protocol. Another option, if you're chemical sensitive, is to bring in the heavy metal detox. If you're somebody that's concerned and you're looking at the ingredients and the heavy metal detox, you can always reduce and lower the amounts. You can also lower the amount of heavy metal detox that you actually consume. You take it one step at a time. Same goes with celery juice. Same goes with lemon water. Ask your doctor what's right for you. Yeah, I mean, I really like this job. I do. I know you're here for your first day. You know, you like it too already? Yeah, I've been here 2 years. Okay. Oh, hell. Oh, here she comes again. Sorry. Ma'am, I can't walk you down the toiletry aisle. No, I can't. Because there's all kinds of crazy products that smell really bad down that aisle, like fragrances and stuff. Huh? Look, I'm doing the best I can. It's just that there's 2 aisles I won't walk down. I won't walk down the one that has all the pesticides and the chemicals and all that, and I won't walk down the one with the toiletries. You know, the toiletries, all those stinky items and deodorants and all kinds of other stuff. I won't walk down that aisle. You can't make me do it. I'm a bad worker? Well, that's not nice. You talked to the manager? What did he say? He said, what? He said that I'm getting fired? That's not true. I told you he's got a cousin that's chemical sensitive. There's no way. All right, well, good luck. Go down the toiletries. Look for your favorite brand. I got to talk to the manager. Let's go over there now. Hey, Jack? Hey, did you talk to the lady over there? What happened? What? She wants me fired? What did you tell her? You told her you're going to fire me? Are you serious? Oh, you're not going to fire me? You're just making the customer happy in the moment? Oh, thanks, man. I really love this job. It's the best place. People say I'm crazy. No one gets me. They don't understand. They think I'm overreacting. Was called a hypochondriac woman and man. One person said, my system is just out of whack. I spent the last 10 years trying to get my system back on track. No one knows how hard it really is when you can't do the same things and run with the pack. Been solo in this life, fending for myself, have to protect my body in the world that's gone loco. I see people living how they want out there until it happens to them. One by one, they fall. Why would us humans create so much toxin down here under the sun in this world so that our bodies start to rust? Does God bless the chemical industry for what they have done, or does God punish them in the end for all that they have ruined and how they try to destroy everything wholesome and homespun? Is this what they did on Mars? The war machines and the toxic bombs blew it all to hell. And before they did that, everyone became chemical sensitive like they are becoming here on Earth with no prevail. It's a spill, but you gotta have blind faith. You can get to the other side. We can get past it all and heal.